So today I'm going to talk about the latest event solution features and improvements. If you do have questions or even suggestions for anything in regards to events, please just use the Zoom Q&A feature. And my name is Brett Johnson. I'm the App Solutions Manager here at FLIPLET, working in our product team on all of our app solutions, so events and a few other things as well. Again, we'd really love for you to express your interest. If you want to know more about events, just type events into the Q&A feature in Zoom, and we will follow up with you separately. So our event solution, currently we have an event single solution, and it's getting a few updates. I'm not going to go through the full solution as it exists now. You can look at other webinar videos or help articles or use it in Fliplet Studio, play around with it yourself. But we're going to be adding a few enhancements that I want to go through today. So first and foremost, we're going to have a home screen, keep a more centralized navigation, put some event information front and center. And we're also adding a QR code that will allow you to share a digital business card and use for check-in. The digital business cards will be, the admin will basically lay that out in Fliplet Studio and have a standardized profile for all of the attendees. And then when that's scanned, I can share that with anyone. They can just scan that with their camera. They'll see the public profile and be able to download contact data to your device. So that will actually download it to your contacts app and save it on your phone. We will also have the QR codes for session and event check-in. So we kind of have two systems here. Either attendees can self-serve. You'll put up a QR code on a piece of paper and post it up somewhere, or maybe on a tablet, and the attendees will just self-serve by scanning that through the app. Or you can have, kind of my QR code on the home screen. I just present that, and an admin will come and scan me with their device. We're also improving our personalized agenda management system. So this is when we have sessions that are optional. Only some people will see them. We're making it a lot easier for you to add that list of people to the agenda session and control who can see it. We're also adding a few other settings into the agenda, such as session RSVP and capacity limits. And then we're also adding a new feature for one-to-one meeting bookings. So the admins can kind of set like a global networking time when everyone's going to meet, or they can allow attendees to kind of set their own availability. You'll then be able to go in and look through the attendees, select who you want to meet with. You can also meet with exhibitors. If you send out a meeting request, they'll get a notification, and they can accept, deny, or edit it, and you'll kind of get a notification back. So you can both know that you're going to meet at a certain time. And yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into the demo, and I will show you what all of this looks like. So this is our new home screen to get started. We've got kind of a banner at the top of the event. Welcome, John Doe. That's who I'm logged in as. My code, I'll show that. That just opens that QR code. That, again, can be used to share with other attendees as a digital business card, or can be scanned by admins for check-in. We've got some event info here. You can, of course, change the layout and the image and details that are shown in there. And then navigation to the rest of the app, including the admin menu, which, of course, will only show because I'm logged in as an admin. So let me go to the agenda first, and I'll show some of the check-in and other features there. So as an attendee, if I come into the agenda, a couple things are going to show. First off, I've got just a bunch of meetings on one day. You can see some are accepted, some are pending. So you'll be able to see both meetings and scheduled sessions here in the agenda. But some of the sessions here, so I can check in. That's, again, just going to let me scan a QR code. Since I'm on a mobile device, you can see it tried to open a camera. It doesn't have one on my computer, but on the phone, that'll open up your camera and you can scan it. If there's any problems with scanning the QR code, you can always do a manual check-in. So the QR codes that we generate will have a little code at the bottom, something either that's auto-generated or you can type in. But I just select the session and then type in the code, and then it'll be checked in just in case there's any problems with scanning. Let's jump back to the agenda really quick. So the other feature I wanted to show is the capacity. So you can see here there's 1 out of 20 reserved slots for this and 5 out of infinite slots. So you may want to enable RSVP and not have a set capacity, but I can come in here and just say I'm going. I'm already kind of set that. I can change my mind and say I'm not going to go, and that's going to remove that. I mean, kind of pops up a message to say I'm sure, and then I can kind of go back and forth if I need to. Okay, and I think that's everything we need to show from the attendee perspective for that. Let me go into meetings. So again, you can see a list of meetings on the agenda for when they're going to happen, but I can also come to my meetings and see both future and past. I don't have any past ones down there, but I can see accepted meetings, pending meetings. You can kind of see the status here. I've got a meeting with this person. If this is a meeting I set up, I can also delete it, which will kind of cancel it out. If it's a meeting someone else sent to me and I need to, it's pending, I can accept it or I can reject it. And if I reject it, I can kind of give a reason for why. And that will notify that person, of course. And then meeting settings may be available to me to be able to set my own availability, or again, that may be controlled just by the admins. So let's actually go ahead and go into the admin menu, and I'll show you the agenda really quick. So when I set up an agenda session, I'll just set up a new session here. Of course, I have title, date, time, location, all of those standard fields, but I want to show some of these new options. So we'll have optional sessions. So as I mentioned, we are kind of improving the personalized agenda. So this just makes it only visible for the people I select. I can come in here and just quickly search and select people, just click them one by one, search by email, search by name. If I make a mistake, I can easily remove people as well. Should be very quick and easy to add a bunch of people at once for a session. I can also enable that check-in process. So that can either be I'm scanning people into the session, the user's just scanning a posted code, again, paper, a tablet, whatever you want to have, or there's no check-in. I can enable RSVP. And with that, I can also set capacity limits. So if I want to say it's only available for 20 people, I can do that. I can also enforce the capacity. So if it's full, people cannot basically hit RSVP anymore. Or I can say no, I can allow overbooking and have more people than what was allowed and maybe make some other adjustments, add some more chairs to the room or something like that. And then we can also show RSVP attendees. So this can be visible to all users. In that detailed view of the session, you can see who else is going to attend the session, or it can just be admin only, so you guys can see who RSVP'd and when. And then we've got other settings for the agenda there. I don't think I need to go into that, but let me go into kind of the admin view of the agenda really quick and show you what some of that looks like. So again, if I come into the admin view of the agenda, I will be able to, on this day, for sessions that have a check-in, I can just click print QR codes and that'll give me a sheet that I can print out. And for sessions that have people RSVP'd, I can see the order that they're RSVP'd in and time stated. So if I had a list of 20 people and I wanted to cut this off at 10, I could very easily see who's the 10th person and just cut them off by time, or I can pick and choose and kind of handle that however I want. We can also really quickly and easily enable or disable the check-in process for each session here as well, if we want to modify that instead of modifying the whole session details. Let me then also show you the admin setting up the meetings. So basically, you'll be able to set a duration for meetings, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you want to have. And that will be applied to all meetings globally for everyone. Then I can choose whether I'm going to set when meetings happen or let attendees set it themselves. That gives you kind of full availability. And if I want to set it, I can come in here and set a specific day. Let's pick the 23rd. I'll pick 8 a.m. and we'll go till, say, 10 a.m. And I can just quickly and easily add that to our time slot. I can edit it. I can delete it. I can add more time slots on the same day, different days. And basically, if I had, say, a 15-minute duration, all of these times between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. would be 15-minute increments that the attendee could then book. So let's show that really quick as I've set that up. If I'm, again, a user, I find someone that I want to meet with, I can just come into their profile, click book a meeting, and on the date of the meetings, I'm going to have whatever times are available for them. So that's going to remove times when they have already approved another meeting. It's not going to take into account the actual sessions. People can have meetings during sessions. If they don't want to go to the session, we kind of don't want to restrict that. But yeah, if I just select a time and hit submit, that user is going to get a notification. And again, they'll see it in their list. They can approve it, they can deny it, and send a reason back why it's denied to me. Maybe they had something else they wanted to do and didn't set that time. You can kind of reschedule or figure that out. As a quick summary, we went over meeting bookings, having one-to-one meetings, QR codes, both for the digital business card and for event and session check-in, session RSVP and capacity limits, and the personalized agenda improvements. And again, we have an event single solution. It doesn't have these features yet, but all of these are going to be added in July. So stay tuned for that, and we will let you know. Beyond the event single, we do have some other plans that I wanted to talk about, some future event updates beyond July. We're looking at adding registration, a more robust registration system, and event info sites. You can see an example here on the right of the registration with multi-step form, which Sophie demoed earlier. Being able to enter in your email if you're a returning attendee, and it will just remember your information. Being able to select sessions as part of the personalized agenda after you've registered. We're also looking at having an expanded admin management system and allowing that to support multiple events. That will kind of take out the admin elements from the attendee app. So some of what I just showed you going back and forth between the attendee perspective and the admin perspective, that will help us kind of simplify the attendee app to just be for attendees, and the admin management will be in a separate solution. And then we'll also have a check-in app for event staff. So if you just want to have a simple app that lets people scan QR codes, check people into the event or to specific sessions, we'll kind of separate that out as well and make it really quick and easy to use. And you can see here an example on the left of a registration site. We'll build a couple of examples, but of course, using Fliplet Studio, you can fully customize the layout and the look and design of that. And then on the right-hand side, we've got kind of an overview of an event and being able to manage one specific event. But of course, that's going to be part of a solution that, again, lets you manage multiple events at once. Again, we'd love for you to express your interest if you're interested in anything I've talked about today, either the event single or some of our future plans. Please just type events into the Q&A, and we will follow up with you. And let me see if we have a couple of questions here. Okay, so do you have to be RSVP'd to be able to check in? No, we have separated RSVP and check-in as kind of two separate systems. So you can turn on RSVP and keep check-in off. You can turn it on check-in and keep RSVP off. RSVP is really just about understanding who's going to come and potentially setting limits on that. Checking in, we see is probably not likely for most sessions. I know we have some clients that use CLE, or it's like a required training session when you have to know that people showed up. So in that case, we would have check-in enabled, but it doesn't necessarily affect the RSVP in any way. And another question here. So how do you handle walk-ins to events? So great question. I didn't show that, but when an admin scans people into the event or checks people into the event, there is an option to add someone, and you'll just quickly add their name and email, and then they'll be flagged in the system as a walk-in, so you can kind of see that data. And does the app prevent double booking between meetings and sessions? So no, we don't necessarily know that you have a session going on. You may choose to bookmark a session. You may not actually go to it. We aren't restricting that. We are just checking if there's other meetings at that time. So if you've accepted a meeting, someone else can't book at that time. But if you're maybe going to go to a session, we don't know, you can still have a meeting at that time. So it's kind of up to the attendees then to handle their schedule. And again, if you don't want to kind of have that problem, you can have set networking times and just say, okay, everyone's going to network for 1 hour. This is the networking kind of period.